This week has been it's been a hard week. I mean, and it's just like, yesterday I had like 40 something, I think 30 something, 30, almost 40 people. So I didn't get done with the paperwork until about a little bit after 5.
Oh,
And I
wow.
started at 7 in the morning. So
Oh,
it's like a constant thing from 7 in the morning to get the paperwork out, the CAAs out, and everything out to the people for the jail. And by the end of the week, it wears you down.
so it was something happened yesterday. We couldn't have court with Judge because it was a red code in the jail.
Yeah,
We couldn't have court yesterday.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. It's so good morning, well, first, let me swear you in.
Yes.
Do you swear affirm that to the best of your knowledge, skill, and training, you will translate these proceedings from English to Spanish, Spanish to English?
I swear.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning, everyone.
Buenos días a todos.
This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Esta es la audiencia preliminar o primera audiencia aquí en frente del Tribunal de Magistratura de Clayton.
My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court.
Yo soy Brett Gardner y soy el juez en esta sala.
I'm not here to conduct a trial of your case or to take a plea in your case.
No estoy aquí para llevar a cabo o celebrar el juicio en su caso o que usted se declare en su causa.
I am here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you,
Estoy aquí solo para informarle cuáles son las faltas en su contra,
to advise you of certain rights,
decirle cuáles son sus derechos,
to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail,
implementar fianzas en aquellas faltas que yo pueda implementar fianza,
to schedule a preliminary hearing,
darle la cita para la audiencia preliminar
and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney.
y, por último, para determinar si usted necesita un abogado.
You have the right to remain silent and say nothing, but should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you.
Usted tiene derecho a mantenerse en silencio, pero si usted no usa ese derecho y dice algo, todo lo que usted diga puede ser usado en su contra en un juicio futuro.
So please don't discuss the facts of your case.
Así que, por favor, no diga nada acerca de su caso.
During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights.
Durante la audiencia de hoy y todas las audiencias futuras, usted tiene los siguientes derechos.
The right to the presumption of innocence.
El derecho a la presunción de inocencia.
The right to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors.
El derecho a que un gran jurado presente los cargos en su contra o si es una felonía o solamente una acusación formal si es un caso menor.
The right to a speedy and public trial by jury.
Tiene derecho a ir a juicio rápido frente a un jurado.
The right to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you.
Tendría el derecho de escuchar y hacerle preguntas a los testigos que vinieran a testificar en su contra.
The right to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf.
Usted tendría el derecho de obligar al tribunal a que traigan testigos y evidencias en su favor.
The right to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense.
Usted tendría derecho a dar su testimonio en su favor y también traer evidencias en su favor.
The right to have an attorney represent you.
El derecho de tener un abogado que la represente.
If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify.
Si usted no tiene dinero para costear un abogado, aquí le pondríamos un abogado gratuito del tribunal si es que usted reúne los requisitos para ello.
Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail.
Algunos de ustedes van a poder pagar la fianza sin restricciones para poder salir de la cárcel.
These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property.
Esta fianza se puede pagar con dinero en efectivo, se puede pagar a través de una casa de fianza o se puede pagar poniendo una garantía de una propiedad.
If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the bond and fees in cash to the sheriff's office.
Si usted quiere pagar la fianza con efectivo, alguna persona va a tener que venir en su nombre aquí a la comisaría y pagar la fianza completa más los cargos extras que haya.
The sheriff's office will hold the cash and return it at the end of your case.
Este tipo de fianza en efectivo se mantiene aquí en el tribunal hasta que usted termine con este caso. Una vez que termina, se le devuelve todo ese dinero.
If you use a commercial bonding company, someone will have to pay a fee to the company for their service.
Ahora, si usted necesita usar el servicio de estas casas de fianza le cobran un cargo por el servicio que le están dando.
The fee will not be returned.
Y ese costo no se lo devuelven.
I don't know what fee will be charged, but it is usually based upon a percentage of the bond.
No sé cuánto le va a cobrar esta casa de fianza, pero generalmente es un porcentaje de la cantidad de fianza que tienen que poner.
Finally, if you use property to post a bond, the property would need to have a net equity at least 3 times the total amount of the bond.
Ahora, por último, si usted usa el título de una casa como garantía para salir bajo fianza, la casa tiene que tener un valor, o el pago ya de la casa tiene que tener un valor 3 veces más grande que lo que cuesta la fianza.
Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places.
Algunos de ustedes van a tener una fianza con restricciones, que quiere decir que no van a poder ponerse en contacto con ciertas personas o no van a poder ir a ciertos lugares.
You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you are in jail.
Y tampoco van a poder ponerse en contacto con la persona nombrada como víctima en su caso.
If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you can remain in jail until your trial.
Si usted violara o quebrantara alguna de esas restricciones que tenga su fianza, usted volvería a la cárcel y perdería el dinero que pagó para salir.
You could also receive additional felony charges.
Y además le podrían imponer unas nuevas faltas mayores o felonías.
It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person will not be allowed to post your bond.
Es importante que sepa que si su causa hay una víctima nombrada, esa persona no puede venir a la comisaría a pagar su fianza.
Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail.
Algunos de ustedes tienen faltas que el juez en esta sala no tiene permiso para imponer fianza.
In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date.
Si ese es su caso, se hará una audiencia de fianza en el Tribunal Superior y ahí en esa fecha le dirán cuál es la fianza que se le puede imponer.
If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time.
Lo mismo, si usted ahorita estaba bajo probatoria o libertad condicional, yo no le puedo imponer fianza.
Where the bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest.
Si ese es su caso, que está bajo libertad condicional, va a tener otra audiencia donde estará presente su oficial de libertad condicional y una vez que revea el caso, ahí se le impondrá o no una fianza.
The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you.
Ahora, la audiencia preliminar, que es una audiencia a futuro, solamente es para determinar si había suficiente razón para imponerle los cargos que usted tiene ahora o para traerlo a la cárcel.
The standard at this stage is very low.
Y el estándar para determinar si había suficiente razón o no es bien bajo.
A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime occurred.
En esa instancia, la de la audiencia preliminar, el juez solo debe determinar si fue posible que se cometió la falta que se alega en su contra.
Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing.
Todos ustedes tienen derecho a renunciar a no ir a esa audiencia preliminar.
However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing.
Ahora, si usted no está segura si debe o no renunciar a esa audiencia preliminar, le aconsejaría que hablara con un abogado primero.
If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived.
Ahora, si usted puede pagar la fianza y salir, automáticamente se elimina esa audiencia preliminar. No tendría que ir a esa audiencia preliminar si sale bajo fianza.
You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date.
Y si usted sale bajo fianza, se le enviará por correo a la dirección que usted nos dejó aquí cuándo va a ser su próxima audiencia.
Finally, I need everyone to raise your right hand.
Necesito que levanten la mano derecha.
Do you swear or affirm that any statements you make during this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
¿Usted jura que todo testimonio que dé hoy aquí va a ser la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad? Yes.
Okay, so let's start, and we can start and continue on the lady side with Miss Avenlandia.
Señora Avellaneda, por favor.
Thank you, Miss Girl.
You're welcome.
Ma'am, can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Señora, ¿usted puede escucharme y entenderme?
Sí.
Yes.
So you've been charged with one count of hit and run, which is leaving the scene of an accident.
Usted ha sido acusada de chocar e irse. Básicamente tuvo un accidente y se fue.
I've set the bond at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Su fianza es de $1,500. ¿Usted cree que va a poder pagar y salir?
Sí.
Yes.
I've also set a preliminary hearing date for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out.
Ok, entonces su audiencia preliminar va a ser el 29 de junio a las 8:30, pero si usted sale bajo fianza, no tiene que ir, se renuncia.
And
Okay.
you will get a new court date in the mail.
Así que le vamos a mandar por correo la fecha de su próxima audiencia.
Sí.
That's good.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
¿Quiere que le haga unas preguntas para saber si usted califica para el abogado gratuito del tribunal?
Si me las hace, yo quiero pagar la fianza. ¿De todos modos
Yes.
me las tienen que hacer de todos modos?
Well, I want to pay the bond. Do you have to ask me those questions?
So the bond and the lawyer are not connected.
Una cosa es la fianza y otra cosa es un abogado.
Ok, está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
You have the right to hire your own lawyer, but if you believe you cannot hire your own lawyer, you also have the right to be represented by a lawyer.
Usted tiene derecho a tener un abogado si usted quiere. Si usted cree que va a contratar un abogado, bien. Si no, el juez le hace estas preguntas para ver si califica para el abogado gratuito.
Está bien, sí.
Okay, yes.
So you want me to see if you qualify?
Entonces, ¿quiere ver si califica para el abogado gratuito?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you currently working?
¿Usted trabaja? Yes.
Approximately how much do you make per hour or per month?
¿Cuánto usted gana más o menos por mes o por hora?
Por hora gano a 15 la hora.
I make $15 an hour.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Ok, señora, usted califica, así que le voy a nombrar un abogado gratuito que la va a representar.
Está bien, sí.
Ok, thank you.
You will be free to fire this lawyer, hire your lawyer, do whatever you want, but I'm appointing this lawyer today.
Ok, usted después, si quiere, lo puede, digamos, no usar este abogado que le estamos nombrando. Usted, si quiere, puede contratar su propio abogado, pero para que sepa que ya tiene abogado.
Sí, está bien.
Ok, that's good.
Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta?
Sí. Yo quiero pagar, pero ¿dónde puedo pagar? Yo vengo de Gainesville y le quería preguntar si yo puedo pagar en el bond de allá.
I am from Gainesville. I wanted to know if I can pay the bond over there.
No. Well, possibly.
No, quizás sí, no sé.
Okay, okay.
So the reason I said it that way is bonding companies can work together.
Le digo así porque hay algunas compañías que pueden trabajar juntas, o sea, las compañías de fianza.
Sí, está bien.
Bonding companies have to be authorized by each county to write bonds.
Y cada casa de fianza, estas compañías, tienen que tener autorización de cada condado o el condado donde están.
Okay, está bien.
So it is possible that a bonding company in Gainesville can work with the bonding company in Clayton County to write your bond.
Por eso le digo, es posible que alguna casa de fianza en Gainesville tenga alguna relación con alguna de las casas de fianza de aquí de Clayton y puedan trabajar juntas para pagar su fianza.
Okay, está bien.
But
Ok.
but I don't know that information directly.
Pero yo no sé esa información.
Okay.
Any other questions?
¿Alguna otra pregunta?
Sí. Entonces, si no se puede allá, uno tiene que pagarlo en el del condado de aquí, ¿verdad?
So if I cannot pay in Gainesville, I had to come here to this county to pay the bond, correct?
Correct.
Sí,
Okay.
correcto.
Está bien. Es todo.
Okay, so that's it.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Okay, suerte, se puede ir.
Gracias.
De nada.
Miss Gonzalez Lopez. Miss Gonzalez Lopez, can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Señora González López, ¿me escucha y me entiende bien?
Sí.
Yes.
Ma'am, you've been charged with one count of driving a vehicle without a license.
Usted tiene una falta en su contra de manejar sin licencia.
Sí.
The bond is automatically set at $1,000 for that. Do you believe you can post that bond?
La fianza es de $1,000. ¿Usted cree que va a poder pagarla?
Sí, creo que mi hermano ya la pagó. Ya está pagada.
I think my sister already paid for that.
Okay, so when you leave this proceeding, they're probably going to tell you that your bond is paid and you're ready to go.
Entonces, cuando terminemos aquí ahorita, le van a decir si ya está pagada y si usted ya puede salir.
Está bien.
Okay.
I've set a preliminary hearing date for June 29th, but that date is going to get waived upon your bonding out.
Su audiencia preliminar va a ser el 29 de junio, pero si usted sale bajo fianza, no tiene que ir, se elimina.
Okay.
And you'll get a new court date in the mail.
Y va a recibir por correo la próxima audiencia, la fecha con la próxima audiencia.
Muy bien.
Ok.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
¿Quiere que yo vea si usted califica para que le ponga un abogado gratuito?
Sí, está bien.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you currently working?
¿Usted trabaja?
No.
No.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am.
Entonces califica.
Okay.
I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Voy a nombrarle un abogado que le va a representar.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions of me?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta?
Es todo. Muchas gracias.
No, that's it.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back. Have a good day.
Entonces ya se puede retirar. Suerte.
Gracias.
Miss Allen,
Okay, so we don't need anyone else for the services of the interpreter.
No, we're good, sir.
Okay, Miss
Thank you.
Fitzgerald,
Mhm.
thank you.
Thank you. See you soon.
Have a good day.
You too.
Okay. Miss Allen, ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of simple assault. The bond is going to be set at $4,000. You believe you can post that bond?
Yes.
There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond and stay away from James Phillips. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning, but the date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail.
Okay.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. So you didn't fill out the form. Are you currently working, ma'am?
No.
Okay. All right. So that you do qualify for the appointment of a lawyer. So I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't.
Okay. You're free to go back, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You got Miss Hughes, Brittany?
Okay. Ms. Hughes, you're charged with 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce and 1 count of possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. Your total bond is going to be set at $4,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Because the possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime is a felony offense. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am. You're free to go back.
Well, she's right. Your Honor, use Melanie is detoxing. I tried to have her inside the courtroom. She was very disruptive, so we had to remove her. I'll put her on for tomorrow.
Okay. I'll do a continuance order for her to make sure that she's on the calendar for tomorrow.
She's detoxing, sir. I got more Mary next.
Okay. Give me 1 second, Miss Moore. I just need to make a notation for Miss Hughes. All right, Miss Moore, you're charged with 1 count of driving a vehicle on a suspended license. The bond is automatically set at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for June 29th, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Nisana, Anna? Did I say that correctly?
And some.
Anna Nisana, yeah.
Ma'am, you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes.
Okay. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from an Athena Valentine. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning. But the date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay. Are you currently working, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay. So you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am. You're free to go back.
Your Honor, that's it for the female side.
Okay, thank you for your assistance. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, let's switch over to the male side.
Hey, Your Honor, I have two guys that I need to get back to middle. Can I start them first?
Okay, who identify them?
I have Mr. Hollis and what's your last name? Mr. Fortson. Mr. Hollis and Mr. Fortson.
Okay. Hollis and Fortson. All right. Yeah. All right, let's start with Mr. Fortson.
Mr. Fortson.
Okay, so looks like the camera is muted. Okay. Mr. Fortson, sir, you're charged with three driving related offenses and then one possession of marijuana less than an ounce. You're gonna have a total bond that's gonna be set at $5,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
I didn't even use the phone.
I'm sorry.
I didn't get a chance to use the phone.
Mr. Fortson, was that a yes or a no?
Yes, I can make it.
Okay. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. You do qualify, Mr. Fortson. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. So my understanding is that you will be allowed to use the phone after this proceeding. So you'll be able to call anyone you need to call. But aside from that, do you have any questions that you want to ask of me?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back, Mr. Fortson.
So just sit in the back for. Your Honor, I have to get Mr. Hollis and bring him up.
Okay.
Goes Mr. Fortson, Your Honor. I mean, Mr. Hollis.
Okay, Mr. Hollis, sir, you're charged with one count of battery. I've set the bond at $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Derica clad. Do you understand that? You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for June 29th, but that date is going to get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, you're currently not working? Okay, all right, sir, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Hollis? Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Okay, Your Honor, I have Mr. Rennie.
Okay. Mr. Rennie, sir, you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. I've set the bond at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a stay away provision on your bond to stay away from it looks like a Betsabet Frederick. Do you understand that? You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out and you get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
I have Mr. Byers.
Mr. Byers, sir, you've been charged with 1 count of aggravated assault and 1 count of criminal trespass. I have I've been struggling over this this morning. I'm going to set a total bond of $13,000, $10,000 on the aggravated assault, $3,000 on the criminal trespass. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from Gary Stokes. Do you understand that? And do you believe you can post the bond?
Yes, I can, sir.
Okay. Because aggravated assault is a felony offense, you're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir. Yes, I will, sir.
Are you currently working, Mr. Byers?
No, sir.
Okay, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, Mr. Byers?
Yes, I do, sir. I have one question I would like to ask. Right now, I'm currently on probation. I would like to ask you, do you know my probation officer's name?
Let me see.
Thank you, sir.
The short answer is that I'm probably not going to be able to know that information. Let me see. But I'm looking. Was that for your sentence out of DeKalb County?
No, sir. Probation officer in Clayton County, I'm referring to, sir.
So let me ask you this. Was your probation transferred to Clayton County?
No, sir. No, sir. My probation was originally on Clayton County. I was originally in Clayton County and DeKalb on probation. I finished DeKalb. That was over with. I'm currently on probation right now in Clayton County. I'm trying to figure out who my probation officer is because they say I can't bond out because I have a probation hold. So I need to try to talk to my probation officer. I don't know her name or his name.
So the way that it shows on my side in looking at your criminal history, it shows that there's a probability that you're on probation, but it doesn't show the name. Like there was something, and I'm assuming this is the probation hold that was filed yesterday. And so I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. If I can't ascertain it from looking at the paperwork, I don't hold someone accountable to that. So as it relates to the probation hold, you will not be able to bond out because of the hold. You're going to have to, the quickest way would be for you to hire a lawyer, for that lawyer to start calling the probation office today. Being appointed a lawyer, I don't know when you're going to be able to speak to that lawyer. And when you have the conversation with that lawyer will make the call and try to connect the dots. So you can try to do that from the position that you're in now as it relates to contacting the probation office, but it's going to be like contacting them, identifying yourself.
So I have one question, sir. So technically right now, you don't see no probation officer, period, on file.
No.
Thank you, sir.
Let me give you this. The case number, and it's a tracking number that's associated with what was filed yesterday, is 8842 4810 143. And that's the tracking number that's associated with what was filed yesterday as it relates to your case.
So I will have to get this to the attorney.
Yes, to the attorney or to like the probation office.
Right.
But you're on the track of what you need to do in order to get this stuff resolved. Okay, any other questions, Mr. Byers?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir.
Mr. Bevel? All right, you can go.
Mr. Bevel, sir, you charged 1 count of battery, 1 count of public drunkenness, 1 count of criminal trespass. You're gonna have total bond set at $9,000. You believe you can post that bond?
How much?
$9,000. 5,000 for the battery, 1,000 for the public drunkenness, 3,000 for the criminal trespass.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, I'm going to find that you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, you're free to go back.
Mr. Carter?
Mr. Carter, sir, you're charged with 1 count of obstructing an officer, 1 count of hit and run, leaving the scene of an accident, and 1 count of driving a vehicle without a valid license. You're going to have a total bond that's going to be set at $4,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes.
Okay. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date. Excuse me. That's going to be set for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Mr. Doe?
Mr. Doe, you're charged with discharging a firearm near a highway in reckless conduct. I've set a total bond of $3,500. Do you believe you can post that bond? You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning. And that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Doe? Okay, free to go back.
Mr. Dumas?
Mr. Dumas, you're charged with 1 count of simple battery. I've set the bond at $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Sure.
There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Shannon Sims. Do you understand that? You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? I'm sorry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back, Mr. Dumas.
Mr. Hall?
Is Mr. Griffin OTB?
Yes, sir, I'm sorry.
Okay. Mr. Hall, sir, you're charged with 1 count of family violence battery, 1 count of criminal trespass. I've set a total bond at $8,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? I'm sorry?
Probably, I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna put a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a true Yana Hall. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? You're not currently working? Okay. You do qualify, Mr. Hall. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
I have property that's like here with me now. Can I use that to bind up?
I only heard that you have something with you, and can you repeat that? I didn't hear all of it.
I said if I got something with me that I could probably use to bind out, can I use that or no? But because it's here, it's like in the building.
So the best way that I can answer that question for you is that the people who are there in the sheriff's department, they're the ones that can assist you as to whether anything you have can be used or not used. So you're gonna have to ask one of them.
Alright.
Okay. Anything else, sir? Okay, you're free to go back.
Mr. Lott.
Mr. Lott, sir, you're charged with one count of obstructing law enforcement. I've set the bond at $2,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for June 29th, but that date is gonna get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, you're free to go back.
McQuarrie.
I'm sorry. Are you Mr. Jabarius McCrary? Okay, sir. You've been charged with one count of aggravated assault. I've set the bond at $15,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Could you repeat the bond amount again?
15,000. Anything else?
Sir.
Okay, Mr. McCrary, you're free to go back.
Mr. Miller.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Miller. You've been charged with one count of open container, one count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and one count of driving a vehicle without a license. You're gonna have a total bond that's gonna be set at right now it's set at 2,000. I'm sorry, it's set at $3,300, and it was a pause because it looks like they've added the fee as it relates to the driving a vehicle without a license, which normally it's $1,000, but it's showing up as $1,300. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I can. So the total amount of 3,300?
Yes, I mean, and it is gonna be more because there are fees that the sheriff's department is required to add by law, and it looks like they added the fee to the driving vehicle with no license, but they didn't add the fee to the other two counts, the open container and the possession of marijuana less than an ounce. So it's going to be a little bit higher than what's showing up.
Like 4,000?
Honestly, I don't know because I don't have access to the fee schedule. But that's probably a safe estimate.
About 4,000, okay.
Okay. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date. It's gonna be set for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning. That date's gonna get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any other questions for me?
Do you think the bail bonds will find out all the fees after this?
Yes, they will probably know already because these fees are set by schedule, which means they're already in the system associated with your name. So if you were to contact the bail bondsman, tell them your name and your charges, and they probably be able to see it and give you a true and accurate um, estimate of their fees. Okay. Anything else, sir? All right, you're free to go back.
Mr. Mitchell?
Mr. Mitchell, you charge of 1 count of financial transaction card fraud and 1 count of identity fraud. I've set your total bond at $10,000. You believe you can post that bond? You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay. Okay, I'm going to find that you do qualify. And I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
Yes, I wasn't arrested at all, so I don't even understand. I just got pulled over. I didn't even come back to Clayton County since being arrested before, so I really don't understand my charges, but I guess a lawyer would have to dig into that, right?
Okay, so I have 2 warrants that were sworn out by a police officer, and they were sworn out on June 26th of 2020. And the allegation is that on January 5th of 2020, that you obtained services. It says greater or lesser than $100 using a financial transaction card, Bank of America Visa card, and it gives the Visa card number, and an American Express card, and it gives the number that were issued to a Kevin McDonald and Carl Hendrick. So the allegation is that you used the information from those cards from those 2 gentlemen on January 5th of 2020 in obtaining goods or services.
All right, I'll just get a lawyer. I mean, talk to the lawyer about it. I really don't even know what this is about.
Yeah, it's saying that it appears that both of the transactions, the allegation is that it was at a place called the Diamond Ring Company at 2422 South Lake Mall. So that's the allegation. Okay. Any other questions, Mr. Mitchell? All right, sir, you're free to go back.
Well, you can sit down. Mr. O'Kelly?
Okay. Mr. Kelly, you're charged with 1 count of disorderly conduct. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir, but I have a question.
Yes, sir.
When I was arrested in my home. They didn't let me take, they didn't give me my wallet, my phone, or anything. I can post it, I can do the cash or whatever, but I can't get to it if I'm still incarcerated. I was asking if you could be kind enough to let me get a signature bond, I can come right back up and pay it. I just, like I said, I literally can't get to my wallet if I'm incarcerated.
So, Mr. O'Kelly, the process as it relates to a signature bond would be, I would have to continue your case over to tomorrow, and I would have to speak with my chief this evening about your case. And she may or she may not agree to the signature bond. I'm trying to pull up your criminal history because I can tell you pretty quickly whether you are a good candidate or not.
And like I said, another thing, like I said, I don't really have a criminal history at all. You know, I got a full-time job, I got a full-time business body shop down there in Hampton. You know, I just, you know, today threw me behind. I might lose my job because I couldn't call, you know, call me. I don't have the number. I ain't have no phone, no wallet, no nothing. All that still is at my home.
Okay.
I give you the address to my shop, 4301 North Expressway. You got my address to my house right there. Like I said, it was just unfortunately that this happened to me.
I mean, and sorry, it's hard sometimes. It's handwritten warrant. Just from what is placed in this affidavit as it relates to your arrest, I'm pretty certain she's not going to grant a signature bond to you. I don't know why. I mean, the allegation is that you were walking around this what appears to be apartment complex with a gun.
No, sir, I was in my house. No, sir.
Well, I'm just saying the allegation is so like what I was saying. Like I'm not here
No, sir, I
to
was.
conduct a trial of your case, so I'm not taking those kinds of steps. But it is something where I am looking at the allegations and making a determination as it relates to bond. Let's see.
Like I said, I was arrested inside of my home.
Which, so generally, Mr. O'Kelly, when you say like you're arrested inside of your home, if someone called the police, there takes time for the police to get there.
I'm the one.
I'm sorry, sir.
I called the police. But like I said, that's neither here nor there. I appreciate you for at least trying to hear me out. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'm here to answer. I'm here to answer questions. I mean, these types of the charge that you're charged with is something that very often can just be there's a difference of opinion, and it's not that you committed a crime, but you just disagree with the person that had the authority to arrest you, and so you got arrested, and the charge could be dismissed. You do not have an extensive criminal history, but the way that the OR bonds are treated, it's like, basically a teenager doing something stupid or an older person that has gotten arrested but it's not for like everybody. It's not treated as something that everybody is considered for an OR bond.
Sir.
So do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir. I'll be able to post it. I just need to make a phone call.
Okay, you're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for June 29th. That date's going to get waived upon your bonding out. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any other questions for me, Mr. O'Kelly? Okay, you're free to go back.
Mr. Oliver.
Okay, Mr. Oliver.
Good morning, Your Honor.
You actually came up in a discussion yesterday, I think, with between myself and Deputy Cox. Were you recently arrested?
Yes, sir.
And what I mean by recently is like not this incident, but were you recently arrested like within a couple days ago?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're charged with loitering or prowling, and the bond is going to be set at $1,000. Now, I wasn't the judge on your other case, so I don't know the conditions, but getting rearrested could lead to your bond in the other case getting revoked. And I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but you just should be made aware of that. You're going to have a preliminary hearing that's going to be set for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Please, sir.
Okay. You do qualify, Mr. Oliver. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, but you should be aware that those other issues could pop up. All right. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
Oh, sir, I'm blessed day.
All right. Free to go back.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Good evening, y'all.
Hi, Mr. Smith, sir, you charge a 1 count of battery. I've set bond at $5,000. You believe you can post that bond? There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Shanika Shaw. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay. It looks as though you put down that you make $45,000 a month. Is that true?
That's a year. I thought it said gross salary for a year. No, sir, I wish.
Well, I would love to make that amount. So, 45,000 is a little bit under $1,000 a week. So you would qualify for the appointment of a lawyer. I am going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
Thank you, sir. You have a good day.
Okay, you have a good day too. You're free to go back.
Mr. Sanchez?
Mr. Sanchez, you, based upon the charges, I have a whole lot of paper here to deal with as it relates to you. I've set bond on all of your offenses. There's $1,000 for fleeing the police. There's $500 for speed limit infraction, $1,000 for reckless driving, $500 for improper lane change, $500 for red light violation, $500 for driving on the wrong side of the road, and $1,000 that it's saying that you've been here more than 30 days and you haven't been licensed. So this is going to add to a total bond of $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir? You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning. But that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay. You do qualify, Mr. Sanchez. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, sir? Okay, you're free to go back.
Mr. Simonelli?
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, sir. You're charged with 1 count of disorderly conduct and 1 count of obstructing an officer. I've set a total bond of $2,500. You believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, sir, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Simonelli?
Sir, I was actually just passing through Atlanta to go to detox and rehab in Austin, Texas. I was trying to get myself clean, and I was arrested for the wrong reasons, and my mouth got me in trouble. I don't know when I'm gonna be back. I can't tell you when they're gonna put me for 45 or 90 days. And I want to get this done. I want to I want to get cleaned up. And, it's very important to me.
So, it'll take a couple days for the process of your getting appointed a lawyer. You need to make sure that you tell the lawyer your situation as it relates to where you're going to be. There is a way that you can keep up with your case by going to the county's website, and it's claytoncountyga.gov. And you can go onto the court records function, and you can put your name in, and you can see what's going on as it relates to your case. So I would suggest that you take advantage of that, just to make sure that you're not in a situation where you are either not made aware of a court date, or something happens and there's a warrant put out for your arrest for failure to appear. But I would stay attuned to that website because things are pretty accurate and timely. And so when you bond out, your case is going to get transferred by operation of law to the solicitor's office, state court of Clayton County. You may even want to contact them, but it's like we're kind of in this weird gray area as it relates to COVID. And so I can't promise you that there will be people there or that your phone calls will get responded to. But the combination of making a phone call, talk to the lawyer when the lawyer makes contact with you, and then checking the website, those are 3 ways that you can make sure that you don't fall through the cracks. Okay? All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Your Honor, Mr. Stewart was out on bond.
Okay.
And lastly, Mr. Tucker.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tucker. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of driving under the influence of alcohol, 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce, 1 count of an open container violation. You're going to have a total bond that's going to be set at $7,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? Okay. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for June 29th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you currently working, Mr. Tucker?
Was, at that time I was, but I'm not sure now.
Okay. All right, I'm going to find that you qualify, Mr. Tucker. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
Sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Okay, Your Honor, that's your full calendar for today.
Thank you for your assistance. Have a good day. And I need to get me some rest tonight because I am tired.
Yes, good. At least we got you out of here somewhat on a regular time.
Yes, thank you.